When I was a kid, I distinctly remember there was an unspoken rule, maybe even kind of spoken, which was if he was ugly, or if he was fat, or if he was ugly and fat, you had one defense. It was called being sweet and being nice. So, like, there'd be some girl, and let's say she was heavy, and she wasn't too pretty. What you want to be able to say, yeah, but she's so sweet, right? Do y'all remember that? Am I just too old? Why am I saying that? Because somehow, trust me, this will get spiritual in a minute, but just hear it out. We hit some kind of corner where we got derailed, where now it's like, you can't even say that about half these people. They ugly, they heavy, and they mean as hell, bro. They're mean. They nasty. So what are you going to say now? At least what? Okay. So follow with me, right? That was the original way. That was your self-defense mechanism. That was like your porcupine quills. That was like your armadillo ball. If you didn't have a lot going for you, at least she's sweet. Or at least he's really sweet. Whatever. Now there was a corresponding one for stupid people. If you was stupid, and you knew you were stupid, like you didn't understand stuff, right? Again, you had this blessing called being quiet. There's even a proverb that says, if a stupid person stays quiet, they'll be thought to be very wise. You know what I'm saying? Better to be thought stupid than to open your mouth and remove all doubt, right? There's this blessing for the dumb called not being opinionated. You can just be quiet. You know you don't know nothing. You ain't read no books. You've done no study. You don't accomplish anything. You look at your life, look at your list of accomplishments and study, and you're like, well, there's nothing there. If you're just not super productive and bright, at least you could just be like quiet. And somehow, I don't know if it's the democratization of information. I don't know if it's because everybody can speak. The freedom to do something ain't the same thing as it being wise for you to do it. You know what I mean? Anyway, you're like, Stephan, why are you going off on dumb people and fat people and ugly people? Well, I'm not. I'm trying to say, if you happen to be in that situation, there are ways even the Bible will tell you to get out of it alive and having people think well of you. Anyway, that was just an introduction for what has happened to our understanding as a society. That not everybody, even though we're created in equal value, has something equally valuable to offer on every topic. Is that what do you mean? All right. Let's go biblical real quick. That's enough yelling into the void. There's this parable where Jesus said a man had some servants. He gave one guy 10 talents, another guy 5, another guy 1, something like that. The amounts aren't exactly important for the point I'm going to make it, but the guy who had 10 multiplied his 10, right? Now he had 20. The guy who I think had 5, now he's got 10. The guy who had 1 got scared and went and hid his 1 talent. And then, of course, the Lord judged him for it because he didn't even try. He didn't even try to work out. He didn't try to read a book. He didn't try to develop anything God gave him. He was lazy. And he got nothing done. And he blamed God for it. He's like, you're just too hard to please, you know. I just thought, like, you know. And God's like, yeah, that's okay. So if you think I'm hard to please, the answer to that is to do nothing. Don't you think that would have pushed you to work harder? Come on. Anyway, so what I'm trying to get at is God will take from this is the verse that it says at the end, that those who have will be given much. And those who do not have, even what they have will be taken away from them. So to bring this all together now, in case you don't understand where I'm going with this. How come the rich get richer? How come the handsome get handsomer? How come the educated get more educated? How come? Well, because the very thing that got them going in the first place keeps them going. The very reason they were fruitful to begin with keeps them more fruitful. And if we have any humility at all, we won't be filled with envy toward people who just got it like that. We don't have to lie about them. We don't have to pretend that they don't have what they have, and that we don't have what they have. You know, there's some people who get real mad every time somebody's honored. Every time someone's honored. And you can tell these little idiots, because they always say, idolatry. It's idolatry. Everybody's making an idol out of Charlie Kirk. It's idolatry. I'm like, all right. So you never done nothing with your little life. You don't know nothing. You never done nothing. And you're envious and mad and just wicked because Charlie Kirk did something with his life. Bro, let me explain something, brother, sister. There are people who are better than you. They're better than me. There are people who are better than you. It's okay. There are people who do more for God before 12 p.m. that day than you have in the last year. There are genuinely people who are immensely fruitful for the Lord. They get up, they're on fire, they go after God, they're in prayer. God has given them gifts and talents and abilities that He didn't give you. And even if He gave them to you, you wouldn't have used them. Bro read books like books was going out of style. Bro, like, sought God and worked out and ate like rice and chicken and vegetables and stuff. Like, who, what? Like, he worked hard for the Lord in ways that neither you or I are doing on that level. Why you gotta be envious that God's on? He lived like a champion for Christ, bro. He didn't run around his wife. He didn't beat the hell out of his kids. He didn't, like, sit around watching porn, eating potato chips, talking about, why are we talking about Charlie Kirk? Lord Jesus, have mercy. I gotta wrap it up because I'm about to hit the bumpy part of the road, but let me just say this and end it, okay? Envy is disgusting. When you see people who are better than you, it should inspire humility in your heart. When there are people who are pretty because they go to the gym and you don't go to the gym, you don't get to get mad at them. You go to the gym. If they're smart and they know stuff and you don't know nothing, either A, God didn't gift you like that. That's cool. So be quiet and be sweet and have something going for you. That's cool. Just pray, seek Jesus. God will use you. You don't got to be a teacher. If there's a brother or sister that's being honored for doing stuff that you ain't do, you should sit back and go, God, thank you for their life. Man, Lord, I've learned so much. Thank you for honoring those who honor you. That's so great, Lord. I'll end it with this idea, okay? Honoring Charlie Kirk or anyone like him, like saints of all the ages, okay? There are people who walk closer with God than you have, bro or sis. Do live for the Lord, whatever his hang-ups and catch-ups were. I'm sure he had stuff he struggled with, but, like, ain't even on the same level is what half of y'all struggle with. It's like you can't even put the bottle down. Talking about what Charlie Kirk was a sinner too. Charlie Kirk, he probably the kind of stuff he be struggling. My brother might have had an attitude for like 5 minutes, got on his face before God. Lord, I'm so sorry I had an attitude. You're even on that level. You're not on that level. You live in attitude for like 2 years at a time, bro. What? So he lived for the Lord. He loved his wife. He loved his kids. He starts an organization from 18 years old that reaches across the country, right? He's in the middle of talking and presenting the truth of the Lord about gender confusion and trans stuff. Bro goes out like an absolute champion, bro. He's in the middle of talking about things of God. Boom! He goes out, wakes up. Jesus is like there. The angels are there. They're rejoicing. The saints of all the ages, welcome, Brother Charlie. Like, he's getting crowned. He's like, what's going on? Jesus is like, well done, my good and faithful servant. Dude's like, in the middle of talking, and wakes up in glory, being honored because he's a saint and a martyr for Christ. What's your ambition in life, bro? What? If it's not to live like that and go out like that, we're not on the same page. We're just not even. What? You want to rot in a nursing home? Bro went out like a champion, dude. Come on. Anyway, envy's disgusting. Have some humility. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Weep with those who weep. Love others more than yourself. Consider others even better than yourself. If you need like 10 verses, let's go over the verses. You know? But can we just get back to getting away from envy and recognizing there are some people who are gifted in ways we're not gifted, and we should rejoice and be grateful for those people, be inspired by those people, be convicted by those people. All right, that's all I got. Love you guys. Bye.